In today's video, we are checking out my personal top 10 games that I've reviewed here at Tech Evolved. Now, the reason why I thought this would be an amazing video to do now at this point is because there are so many new subscribers as we try to reach that amazing goal of 10k subscribers, and I'm trying to do it by the end of the year. I know my hopes are very high, but anyway, we do have an amazing community, so I think that it's quite possible. Also, this video will allow you to know what kind of content that we've done in the past, and hopefully you like the games that I've looked at, or you may be interested in them. You might find a new hidden gem that you really enjoy. Who knows, right? It's at this point that I would like to point out, although this is a top 10 list, just because I talk about a game in the 10th position doesn't mean it's any worse than the one that's in the first position. All the games on the list today are all recommended ones by me. With that said, enough of the stalling, let's run that new fancy intro that I've got, and then let's get into this.
Welcome to Tech Evolved. If you enjoy this content, then please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, consider becoming part of the Discord community, link in the description. With that said, let's get back to the video.
Okay, so in at number 10 is a game that holds a lot of nostalgia for me, also holds some sentimental value because this is a game that I actually won in a CounterStrike 1.6 tournament. I actually ended up having last pick of the games that we could have won. The last one that was left was this game, Dungeon Keepers 2, and to be honest, I wasn't that into it to begin with. I was definitely more into FPS at the time, still am really, if this channel is any representation of that. I did, however, actually end up giving it a shot, and I really did enjoy it. It's actually a brilliant dungeon management game with great strategy elements, combat, setting out traps. It has a really quirky personality to it. There's varying levels of difficulty to it. It's also got perfectly executed, and I mean perfectly executed, voice acting. For me, it just has everything that you want to have in this kind of game. The only down point that you could ever kind of consider to be a down point is its graphics, but even when you do consider the fact of its age, it does actually hold up for that era. Even if you do have a super limited PC that can't run anything, I bet it will run this game. Well, as long as you're not running Windows 10, because there are some compatibility issues, and it's even being sold on platforms like GOG and Origin. However, they have not fixed those issues, so just be wary of that if you do want to actually experience this one. Anyway, I need to move on to number 9 now because I can spend all day talking about Dungeon Keepers 2. In at number 9 is one of the best single player story driven games, and let me tell you, the audio design in this game, man, is just fantastic. Not to mention that oh my god got you moment at the end of the game. This is BioShock Infinite. There is so much stuff that I just adore about BioShock Infinite that we literally could in itself do another entire new video on it, talking about other elements of the game that I haven't already mentioned. You can really tell that a lot of passion went into the single player experience, not to mention it also had DLCs that expanded on the universe. The gameplay in itself is fun enough, and the storyline is complex enough to warrant a couple of more playthroughs than just a single time. It is money well spent any day of the week. This is one of the games that really does convince people that, well, video games are an art form, because man, it makes its point so well. I mean, come on, really, who doesn't want to play a video game that is set in a dystopian city in the sky? In at number 8, this is no surprise to anyone, but it's CounterStrike. And I'm saying CounterStrike as an entire series here because, well, CounterStrike is the first ever FPS game that I picked up and played. It opened my eyes to the hobby as a whole. I just know when I talk to my therapist in the future about my gaming addiction, this is probably going to be the root cause of it. I have so many good memories with this game, playing LAN, playing custom games with friends, even good memories here on this channel with this game. Each one of the CounterStrike games is slightly different to each other, however they all have that tactical high level of skill needed to be any good at it, and well, I just really like that. I love mastery, and CounterStrike has that in spades. I also love the alternative game modes that CounterStrike can offer. This means it does actually cater towards a casual player. It's not just the hardcore people that want to play the defusal mode, or the ones that want to be competitive or go pro. It does, however, suffer with a little bit of a toxic community, and I say that more on the competitive side. If you're solo queuing, you might find it. However, if you like to play custom like I do, or play LAN parties or whatever, this game just rules. It's a king of FPS, it really is. And with that, we move on to number 7. This game really opened my eyes to real-time strategy games, and again I have another megaton of memories playing this LAN, and what is even more perfect considering its age, I kid you not, you can still play this game now online, and I think it even had about 3k players at the time that I did the review. Not to mention, and this will blow your mind right now if you don't know about it, but you can actually play it in a resolution of 1080p, which again is crazy considering how old it is. This is all if you go to cnc.net, mind you, but Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 is definitely one of the best games that I've looked at here on this channel, and furthermore probably my favourite real-time strategy game. I definitely need to take a look at more real-time strategy games, but let me just tell you right now, we started with the king in this genre, we really did. This game is always fun to return to, even now here in 2021, which is actually amazing considering that this game came out in the year 2000. You can play this multiplayer, single player, even play against AI bots. The game also has an expansion pack that in itself feels like an entire new game because it does actually have a campaign also. It's actually crazy to think about how much content this game actually has. Not to mention its replayability. Even if you're not into RTS games, I would say just give this one a try. It might actually awaken a passion for the genre like it did to me so many years ago. Red Alert 2, what an actual beast of a game. In at number 6, we have Half-Life 2. I really don't have to say much more, do I? No, but seriously, like, if you haven't played this game already, what are you doing? The game, as well as the engine that it's built on, was absolutely revolutionary. The way the game structured the storyline and the continuation of the Half-Life series, this is just a true masterpiece. This game innovated so much it kickstarted a whole new entire era of FPS gaming. It made things popular like Ragdoll, did amazing things with lighting effects at the time, shadow effects, animations as well as face animations. It just did so much. Anyone who plays FPS games or plays games in general should really appreciate this game. I most definitely hold it to the highest regards possible and on the highest recommendation, and literally what I'm saying is that you should pause this video right now and go and play it if you already haven't. It's cool, the rest of this video can wait, honestly. If you've played any game that takes advantage of the Source engine, including games like the Left 4 Dead series, the Portal series, CounterStrike series, Day of Defeat series, Gmod, hell, even Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends, you literally have Half-Life 2 to thank for those games, because without this game, they wouldn't exist. It just flat out, they wouldn't. Although Titanfall 2 and Apex probably would, just in a different variation, let's say. But the others certainly not. Also, this game did a lot for the modding community. I've already mentioned Gmod, but not even that. Other indie gems have come because of this game. A lot of amazing mods have come because of this game. Man, it has done a lot for the gaming community, and I really do need to stop giving it praise and move on to the next game, but damn, it's so hard not to. Okay, so now that we've mentioned it, number 5 is Apex Legends. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not really that big and massive on the Battle Royale, or Battle Royale as a whole. However, Apex Legends delivers probably the best Battle Royale experience that I've ever had. It is the new season, however, where it has actually topped the charts and, well, is the reason why it's in this video, and that's because of the new game mode Arenas that I've been really enjoying and grinding on recently. That game mode just takes the balanced, well-structured gameplay that is the Battle Royale and compresses it into 3 versus 3. It really allows a classic player like myself to take advantage of lines of sight and really has a mix between that classical style of FPS games, well, more the competitive side with economy like you would find in something like CS, and to really mix it up with that new age gameplay that Apex delivers and all the awesome abilities that each legend has. I feel like games can get really creative in the way that you can approach your situations. I also think it has really fast moments, really slow and steady moments, and just has a really nice rich balance to it. Also, it's absolutely crazy some of the things that you can pull off, especially the clutches, and moments where you 1v3 people and then just like, you think, how the hell did I do that? Honestly, even if you do not like the Battle Royale, at least give the Arenas a shot, it is so good. I don't think you'll regret it if you are more of a classical FPS player, not to mention every time that I play this with friends on streams, or play it in order to do a review of either a new game mode or do a, let's say, kind of revisit of it, I always end up enjoying my time with the game, even in the Battle Royale that I'm not really that big on anyway. For me, that really does speak volume about how good the game is and how well it's put together, if a noob in the Battle Royale like me is actually still finds it well enjoyable. Not to mention, this game is a free-to-play game, it has a huge community, you never have to worry worry about not finding a game. It's definitely one of the best modern games that I've played recently. Okay, so moving on, in at number 4 is Planet Coaster. Now, roller coaster style management games kind of fell off the radar to me until I found this game again. I was looking for something that could bring back the nostalgia of something like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which was one of my favorite Roller Coaster Tycoon games, but I was wondering whether or not they actually did something that was a modernized version of that, and that's when I stumbled across Planet Coaster. And boy, when I did the review for that, was I impressed. I logged in over 100 hours on the game. I literally lost sleep to this game because, well, you know how I do my reviews. They're usually every week or 2 weeks, something like that. Well, it was back then. We are doing them weekly now. And boy, did I just fall into this game and just get lost by the customization. And once I started digging into the community aspect of it, all the community created stuff, man, that was it. I was gone. Say goodbye to Tech Evolve, he didn't exist. One thing, however, that I do want to make clear about this game before I say I recommend it fully, I know it is on this list, but it needs to be on this list because I feel it's such an important game for reviving that genre, is this game and this first attempt by Frontier to bring it into the new era does suffer with some performance issues. I also believe that Planet Zoo does suffer with some issues as well when you start making bigger parks. But man, I find it so hard not to recommend still playing this game, even if you're only making really small parks and you're just doing high decoration. Some of the stuff that you can do in this game and some of the customization, the freedom aspect of it, man, it still absolutely blows my mind. What a game. In a single player campaign, it does offer varying levels of difficulty, but the management side isn't the best, I would say. I think you're going to find the most enjoyability out of this game if you enjoy creating your own dream roller coaster park and really just have fun with the creative aspect that this game can deliver. It's also worth to point out that you can actually ride the roller coasters that you build, and the game as a whole has a lot of charm and a lot of quirk to it. Okay, so in at number 3 is an absolute classic gem, another game from my childhood that was one of the first FPS games that I actually played, alongside CounterStrike obviously. This is Serious Sam: The First Encounter. If you like retro FPS games that are fast paced, maybe you like Doom, maybe you like Quake or Unreal, this is one of those old school style FPSs, but instead of it being one of those big ones that everyone talks about, this is more of an indie game, and one that had a brilliant sense of humor of just being over the top. I used to find the quotes to this game absolutely hilarious. I used to quote them all the time and no one knew what I was talking about. This game has a multiplayer, single player experience as well, a lot of variety of different guns. The game rewards the player for moving around a lot, and it's definitely the movement system paired with the weapon types that is the skill gap in this game. But man, that fast-paced action is just so glorious. I've played all the Serious Sam series, but well, The First Encounter is probably the one that I most adore. There's a great use of sounds in this game where you know that the enemy's coming before you actually see them. Audio cues in this game are amazing. Oh, and did I forget to mention, you can also play this game entirely in co-op as well. I seriously recommend Serious Sam: First Encounter. Did I really just make that joke? Oh god, let's go on to number 2. This video's obviously getting too long. In at number 2 is Killing Floor 2. I have reviewed this game so much on this channel, not just the PC port of the game, but also its PlayStation 4 variant. Altogether, I've probably logged over 300 hours in this game. That's how much I enjoyed it. I really do like experiencing Killing Floor 2 every time that I go back to it as well. There's always some kind of new content that I haven't played. They regularly update the multiplayer co-op, and the game plays out as a horde-style shooter, and at the end you have to fight a boss character, and with the varying levels of difficulty online, this gets really intense really fast. And boy, it's a lot of fun if you like mayhem and chaos, blowing off limbs and slow-mo action. In other words, there's a reason why it's called Killing Floor 2. The game runs great even on console and PC. There's so many options available to the player, whether it's upgrading your weapons, whether it's to do with the unique variety of weapons, or perks available so you can play the way that you want to and play to cater towards your play style. Killing Floor 2 definitely offers something for everyone, especially if you like to play FPS games. You don't have to play it multiplayer, there is an option to play it solo. There isn't any single player story campaign or anything like that, but there is a lot of progression. Not to mention a megaton of achievements if that's your kind of thing. Because of the varying levels of difficulty as well in this game, it does cater towards the casual player as well as the more hardcore one. It also has community mod and support, which allows for more content. For the price that you pay for this game, man, it is so good on any platform. In other words, it's a lot of fun, has a lot of replayability, is fast and fun in terms of its action, and like I said, I always enjoy playing this game and going back to it, and it definitely deserved to be on this list. So finally, we've reached number 1. Jesus, this has been a long video so far. In at number 1 is YouTube. YouTube is the best game that I've ever played. Imagine if I was being serious right now. Again, just because something's got the 10th position doesn't mean it's worse than the number 1 position. In at number 1 is another game by Frontier, the ones that did Planet Coaster. This is Jurassic World Evolution. Now, this one actually took me by surprise. I really didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did when I did the review. This was because I had a rocky start with the game. I guess I was expecting more something like Planet Coaster in terms of its customization, but it's very limited in those aspects. It's also kind of limited in terms of its management. However, you cannot take away from the fact that it's a variety of dinosaurs. Also, with the evolution part of Jurassic World Evolution, being able to alter genes of the dinosaurs and stuff like that is actually kind of fantastic. I absolutely love that concept, and man, the graphics and the dinosaurs and stuff like that are just so damn good to look at. It is so good to get dinosaurs to fight with each other, just see them in a natural environment, just see their behaviors. The game visually as well as the audio experience is actually an experience. It really is. If they ever make a second one, I would love to see more customization to be able to create your dream Jurassic Park. However, this game as it is will definitely have you hooked, and I spent over 50 hours easily in the game. It is a game about the dinosaurs in itself. If you like dinosaurs, like interacting with them, then this is probably a game for you. Also, there's some original creations from the Jurassic universe and some awesome looking hybrid dinosaurs. Also, I think at this point it's very important to point out that it doesn't suffer the same performance issues as, say, Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster. This is because of the lack of that customization, like I said. However, that does not take away from the fact that it is a fantastic game. You just really need to know what to expect from it in order to know if this is the game for you. Anyway, if you like the look of any of these games today, I will leave links in the description to the actual reviews of them. If you've gotten all the way to the end of this video, I do thank you very much. You are really helping out here on this channel. Longer videos like this that keep engagement really do help. If you are new to this channel and you have watched all the way to this point, then please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video as well. A subscription would really help out the channel because we are now on the road to 10k, as I did mention at the start of this video. Anyway, comment down below if you do like any of these games, if you still play any of these games, or maybe just post a list of your own top 10 games that you really do enjoy. With that said, I've been Jaguar from Tech Evolved, and I will see you in the next video. That won't be a top 10 list. Hopefully. A lot of work goes into these, by the way. I kid you not, I'm actually sweating from trying to remember everything that I needed to say in this video. Call me the tryhard of YouTube.